Hey everyone, welcome back to another war video. This one, war number 6 of season 42, for Loki taking on HC Avalanche. You can see I have Apoc and Cable once again, and Ultron joins Apoc. They're the only two who's going to get any fights here. 6 fights for me, so let's jump right in. I am once again on path 1. Apoc just so good for pretty much anyone they can put here over on path 1. So it's going to be this Thing fight again. I have fought Thing here with Apoc many times. This is the personal space regen, and they get increased regen rate, and basically I just want to parry heavy and then get my debuffs on. I have a little bit lower attack boost here for Thing. I'll up it after the Thing fight, but in part because, you know, it's Thing. I don't want to hit him too hard, trigger the protection. So you can see I throw the special 1 to get the weakness and the poison on him. So now we are just parry heavying back his rock stacks down. Not really too concerned about, you know, getting the protection on the parries. I just want to make sure that I'm not throwing my specials into protection, because that's really where the bulk of my damage is going to be. You can see so far so good, not really anything too crazy. He has gotten 2 regens. I'm not really too concerned about that. Here I just, you know, outspace the special 1. Don't want to go in and hit him afterwards, because I don't really care about, like I said, don't care about the basic attack damage, just really the special attack damage. And you can see there 1 special 2 was really more than enough to do it there. So 1 fight down here, on to the next one. It's going to be this masochism node, which Apoc just doesn't care about. So now this becomes a standard Nick Fury fight, which, you know, there's not really ever a standard Nick Fury fight, but the big thing with Nick is I want to push him to special 2 if possible, because his special 1 gives him his tack charges. He gets too many tack charges, he can go unblockable. I don't really want to deal with that. I do have mutant boosts on. I believe I used 8 150s on, just because of the fights I had. There was this one, another one with class advantage, so I didn't think I needed the full complement of 12-200 for these, but I have successfully pushed him to special 2, so I'm trying to bait out this special 2, and then I will try to parry heavy into my special 2, and we'll see how much damage that does. But, you know, he's taking his time throwing the special 2. He does finally throw it, and here we go, parry heavy into my special 2. You can see it does a pretty good amount of damage. That gives me a good gauge, because that got me all the way up to my special 2. Basically what I need to kind of wait for, because this one, he's under a special 1. I can technically just wait this out till he's at 30%, kind of, you know, bait out a heavy and then go to my special 2. But that's easier said than done here, as I'm about to get into the corner. I have enough spacing here for 1 heavy dodge easily. So then I go in, throw my special 2, and it is more than enough to KO Nick Fury. So relatively smooth fight there with Apoc. Second life with Nick Fury can always be a little tricky, but Apoc managed that one pretty well. I am here on path 6 in section 2, and I will be fighting Apoc this time, and I will be using Ultron. So Ultron, very good for Apoc in general, and then he's really good as well because he is the armor burn global. So Apoc's prowesses that he gets right at the beginning, they're all gone now. So now his specials, Apoc's specials really do not hit very hard without his prowess. Is really the prowess that makes him pack a bit of a punch there. So you take those prowess away, and you can see that the block damage is really not anything too crazy, and you put on top of that the beams are energy damage, which Ultron just regens back. Really quite fun. So here, you know, I threw the heavy in there to get some more degens on him. Then I throw my special 2 to cauterize them and get some more damage. You can see Ultron doing pretty well here. I did, speaking of the regenning energy damage, I did sig up my Ultron, not for this fight, but for the next fight that I'll be using Ultron for. So I'll get into that a little bit more when I get there. But this is now a Sig 200 Ultron. There you see I got hit. I thought that I parried, but I think I evaded instead, and that was fun. But you can see, you know, nothing too crazy, just going to end up costing me 1 health potion, but Ultron able to get through that fight pretty clean. So next fight for me is going to be MODOK. I'll be using Apoc. This has Do Not Disturb, so basically I get a disorient if I parry. So I want to parry once to get the disorient, just like that. And then I just kind of want to play a little bit of keep away until I go disorient immune. And then with MODOK, it really is just kind of a parry heavy fight. Apoc's heavy is slow enough that the second hit of it will take away his auto block. One thing with Apoc against MODOK is his Apoc specials take so long that they will that MODOK's auto block will come back in the middle of it. Whether it triggers or not is, a game of chance, which is always quite fun. But that is kind of where I'm at. The other thing with this node is if you block any specials, if you parry the specials, you get a prowess. If you just block them, they get a prowess. So I am trying to keep him to special 1 and then have the spacing right where I can just dex it. But here, I throw the special 2. I figured it was worth the risk because I have so much health. And thankfully, MODOK turtled up and just blocked afterwards and did not try to punish. Again, it wouldn't have been the end of the world if he did, because Apoc would have been able to easily survive a MODOK combo. But I wanted to get the degen and the concussion. You can see there I have him in the corner, so I'm able to chain a couple heavies. But he's got no power here, so I'm going to again try to just heavy him a few times. And at this point, I'm just building up to the special 3. To potentially end the fight. I'm not really too concerned. There, I didn't realize I had stunned him, and then I went a little late, but, it was okay, because MODOK, again, was very nice of just sitting there and block. I finally get to my special 3. Can't auto-block that. I throw that, and that's going to be it for MODOK. So nothing too crazy with that fight. Apoc able to handle that relatively well. Next fight for me is going to be the reason why I sigged up my Ultron. It's going to be this Bishop here on node 53, which is polka dot power and stunning reflection. So basically, if I stun him, the stun gets reflected back, and I get stunned unless I'm able to put a poison or an incinerate on. Ultron not able to do either of those, so it's really going to be a lot of baiting out heavies. Polka dot power, I can put damage over time debuffs on, so those are the degens. So I am trying to build up to a special 2. I do not want to throw the special 1 because the special 1 stuns, and I do not want to throw the special 3 because the special 3 stuns. So I am throwing the special 2. That's what I want to stick to, and I want Bishop to throw his special 2. Like I said, I did sig up my Ultron just in case. I did fight Bishop with Ultron earlier in the season with a sig 20 Ultron, and the incinerate damage was still pretty substantial. So I made my Ultron sig 200, which decreases the incinerate timers by 80%, so I will take significantly less damage. I do want to, like I said, push Bishop to special 2 if possible, because with the special 2, the vast majority of it is the first hit is physical, but I can normally get away from that, and then it's just hitting the beams, which are all energy, and Ultron will just regen a lot of that damage back. You can see here, though, I'm really trying. I'm 4-hit comboing, and then holding block so that he is hopefully throwing a heavy, because that really is going to be my best way and safest way to get in after, because I can't parry stun. So you can see so far I've been pretty successful. Ultron, I have lost a bit of health to block damage, but I'm not really too concerned about that. This is Ultron's last fight of the war, so it's not even going to cost me a potion. I just need to get through with enough health, with more health than he does. So, just there I do land. I think that's my first intercept of the fight, really just trying to play it slow and steady. And you can see that Ultron able to handle that relatively well. So it wouldn't have mattered if it was Sig 20 Ultron or Sig 200. The Sig, I guess, mattered. It did matter a little bit technically with the energy damage on the beams, but the Sigs, they'll be nice moving forward. But here's the last fight of the war. It's going to be Korg. It's going to be Apoc. It's going to be pretty much a joke. You can see here, this has I think it's Do Not Disturb again, which is the same node, but I'm Disorient immune already. And it has Brute Force, so as long as I'm relatively aggressive enough. And Apoc is able to kind of, make his own openings if need be. So I'm not really too concerned, just trying to, hit him with light attacks while he has his Rock Shield up, and then launch big special 2s into him. And, you can see they do a good amount of damage. That's the second one, gets him down to about 27%. The other thing is, don't get hit by a special 2, because, I don't know if I'll bleed out, but it'll be close. Korg Korg's Special 2 does do a decent amount of bleed damage. So really, you know, just trying to throw this one last Special 2, and that's going to be it for Korg. So Apoc able to really run through that fight very quickly. He really doesn't care about the disorient, and he really doesn't care about brute force. So Korg, see you later. That is 6 fights for me in this one. Able to get through all of them clean, so now I have a streak of 133. And in terms of the war itself, we were able to get back in the win column, so that puts us at 4-2 on the season, and we have moved up to 8th place. So that will do it for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and I will see everyone soon.